What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Don Illuminati, back with another video. I was just thinking, man, you know how people be like, they counted you out, in life and all that, right? It's like, it ain't so much about, who counted you out. It's maybe these people are maybe waiting or wanting you to fall, but who's actually causing these things that are, because if people are expecting you to fall, right? What is allowing you to fall? Is it really yourself? Is it really, because everybody will tell everybody you're not doing enough. But everybody has the same story. Well, I've been doing this and I've been trying to do that. And, we got the story of the people who try. We're talking about those people. There's many people who are trying. And there's many people who are not trying. And it seems to be that sometimes life could go so easy for other people. But it seems like when it's hard for you, you're looking at it like if there's so many people who are hating on you or, they want to, count you out. You got to look at the experiences that are the obstacles. Those experiences, they're literally from God, and they're being placed in your way. But it's not for him to allow people to count you out. It's for them to see you've been a seed planted in the growth of what he could do that nobody else can. Right? So those people that you think are there to count you out, they're literally just spectators, observation, taking observation, and they're getting ready to watch the miracles of God that he performs for his people, the ones that are being obedient to their callings and their purpose and, stuff like that. So the next time you hear, those phrases out there, I don't want you to think that, because that's literally like witchcraft, and it implants a seed in your head that everybody's against you. Everybody's waiting for you to fall. No, as a matter of fact, even though some of your loved ones may seem to be, taken over by the jab or whatever, they still got love for you and they still want to see you do good. Some of them, a lot of them, right? Y'all all have your differences, but at the end of the day, deep down inside their hearts, they really still love you as their family, their sibling, their friend, whatever it is. And they really don't want to see you do bad. Sometimes it may seem so because they may be in a bad position and you may be in a better position, and you might think you might see those feelings. You might see those feelings. That actually does happen, but it doesn't mean that they hate you or they're plotting out for your life and they're just sitting there waiting for, you to be counted out. But at the end of the day, we all have these experiences. We've all experienced it. We've been on both sides of these things at a certain extent, at certain levels, at a certain period of time in life. So we understand these things, we got to take everything that we learned. That was the acoustic sound listening, sound learning. You got to apply everything through life that you've taken over the years, the experiences, the knowledge you've been taught. And you got to apply all those matters to these moments now to make anything count for you. You feel me? So this is the test. This is the test. These days that we are living in are going to be very testful and very, very tried, right? For a lot of us, right? Including myself, even at the moment right now, I'm in the fire. We all just in the fire. You feel me? But what are we going to do? Right? You can't figure life out. You just got to remember, if you've ever been, like, what are the worst experiences that you've ever been in, right? You got to think about that. Start there. Go back to that place and remember how you were able to endure it. You feel me? Because you can't be back with the boo-hoos if it was like that was an experience in life for you to learn something. Now, this is going to be the challenge in these days coming up to see if you really learned from that experience. Those things are going to show now, right? So I'm going to try to help you get on your feet with certain things that is just coming to me, man. And I'm seeing how I'm going to have to counteract the activity that's been going on the web. So anything that looks very trendy, I'm not going to touch on the topic, but I'm going to speak on the other end of, how we maneuvering, like in the spiritual sense, right? Because it's a spiritual battle, right? Okay, well, yeah, you're still on the battlefield, and this is the way we're going to have to move Most of this battle is, remember, Satan, he attacks the mind. So it is whatever you're seeing, whatever you're listening to, you know, he's planting the images and everything. I mean, the algorithms get deep. They get a lot deeper than y'all think they do. We are really in the matrix, all right? So these things is literally can just be programmed in your day, okay? This is top-notch high sorcery orchestration here, okay? So let me give you an example. So say you're having a conversation with somebody and you're telling them that you're going to take a trip at a certain time, a certain day, blah, 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 right? These people, they know that they got certain signs that are on the road. They know all the signs that are on all the roads, right? And I mean, billboards and this, that, and the third, right? You know, they orchestrate the traffic activity, right? But at the same time, somebody can implant you a message that can make you think that it's from God. And then you'll be going your way up that road and you might see that sign and you're going to think that that's from God. These are literally implemented images, right? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. So because those signs are everywhere and they say things, it's just like that movie, They Live, where you can see it in this, that, and that. You gotta look it up. But there's signs everywhere, right? So the signs are everywhere, but then you have the embedders. That's what we should call them, embedders. Why? Because they embed seeds and they plant seeds into your subconscious very subtly. Very subtly. And I mean, it's a lot of them that do it. And even some of your friends and families can be used by the enemy to plant these seeds. So this is why you're going to have to really, I'm telling you, man, you're going to have to cut a lot of people off. And this is what takes place in the wilderness when you cut a lot of people off. But then what happens when you do that? Well, there's entities out here still trying to get to you. You know what I mean? Well, you're going to fight them. And you're going to be all on your own. I mean, for those who experience this, let's say, journey, right? Because I'm not sure God has this for everyone. But I mean, if you really want to get through this, there is a wilderness process. And a lot of it is going to come with, you know, you have to withstand the faith that you have. And it's crazy because even though you know the battle was in the mind, right? Right? Okay, we get it. But now there's something about this flesh. Because even though you understand, you're like, yo, why is it that I can't just process this so my physical emotions or spiritual emotions don't feel this effect? And it's like, yo, we supposed to be over that, but there's something very compressing about the spirit right now. It really is. And the only way that we will become, you know, an explosive matter of material is we have to be compressed by these things. And this is what I was telling y'all when it came to the antimatter and the positron particle that's going to have to kick in. That's inside of our electrons. OK, our electrons are being very stirred up right now. And I don't know where you have to go to get this tested out, but I'm going to assure you, if you are a child of God, if you're one of us, right, your electrons are stirring. I mean, not just, I'm telling you, they're really boiling because there's something in us is getting ready to take place real soon. OK, the thing is, all of the human bodies is built with these same things. But they'll see that later. But because I see a much different and greater picture to this whole story. But I don't want to start speaking on them things now because I know that the first things are first. And God, he especially wants to deliver his first fruits, you know, to his obedient. So we're going to start there. All right. But then the fact that you have to have this activity compressed, your electrons, that's the only way that positron is going to kick out. OK, that's almost like they're saying there was no positrons in your body. If there wasn't, and it was just so much negative in your body and it drained to a point where it was nothing able to happen. Right. You couldn't get no positive energy from nowhere. Do you know where the actual positive energy is actually going to come from? It's going to come from the negative energy when there's no place for it to come from. But this will show you how negative energy creates positive energy. That's what the antimatter is about. Okay. You got to understand that. This is what God told me. He was the positron. This is why he hides in the midst of darkness. The Father, he's on the other side of that. We got to get through that darkness to get to him. You feel me? We got to go through that just to get to that light, because he is the positron, and that is Christ. That's the Holy Spirit too. He told me that. So I know that you say, yeah, but I thought you said, man, that's just what he come with. But I told you when I went down the hall, dog, he's like electrical ball, dog. That shit was brightening up, though, his own space down there, right? You feel me? Like he's the light. He's the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, he is. But you want to get to him? You gotta go down that tunnel, my friend. I mean, that's all I'm telling you. Okay, I'm just telling you. Now, I know you're going to say, okay, the story's starting to take a little twist right now. Yeah, of course it is. You don't think this shit new to me. If it wasn't, I would have been came out here with this. You feel me? So it's not like I'm just sitting here making up. God is allowing me to get closer to seeing what it is that he's trying to get me to see at the end of the day. He's been showing me everything that he needed me to see to the time being. But now as we progress further, there's more messages, more visions. They are all coming. Things are unraveling. All right, I get it, right? Yeah, okay, some people can see, but I always can see. It's the gift that he gave me. He gave me a gift. He did. It did. And I'm telling you, one of the gifts he gave me was, I guess he's an ancient. I'm not sure. Listen, bro, look, I'm just telling you what I know for a fact. I can't lie to you, bro. These mugs jumped out of a portal on me and my ex-wife, bro. I got my ex-wife. Bro, we're not crazy people, cuz. Come on, dog. If you feel me, look, the story gonna get out one day. It really is. It got to. Cuz, dog, if it was somebody fucking else, they niggas would be on the fucking news by now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you feel me? So, nah, dog, ain't nobody, you feel me? Ain't nobody going for all that. My sons know. Look, my two sons even just experienced something 2 years ago. I don't even want to say what it is, because y'all gonna be thinking I'm tripping. All right, but me, my two sons, and my ex-wife, we all know some stuff, okay? And whether the world want to fucking believe it or not, that's on y'all. You understand? It is what it is, bro. But you know, we know who I am. Y'all just don't. All right. I tell you, but at the same time, I just want to focus on like the more important matters. But at the same time, it's like everything don't gotta be so serious. Most High did tell me to lighten up, right? Told me to lighten up and to also stop beating myself up as well, right? And that becomes very, very painful for me when I feel like, I guess maybe I'm not serving the Lord correctly. And I'm telling you, it's if you really found out what it is, you probably like, I mean, that's dumb as hell. But not at the same time. Like I said, I feel like some of these things that has always been involved in my life has caused triggers and challenges for me, you know, to stay afloat. I guess I'm not going to say spiritually, because, man, this whole life that I live was so spiritually experienced for me by God himself, right? And I've been through a lot. Like I said, even through when I was on the streets, he was right there, man. I'm telling you, bro, like every night. I feel like in those times, I felt him more with me than ever. That's all I'm saying. You want to know why? Because that's like the wilderness. Because that's all you got. that it is. That's the place where that's all you got. And oh man, it'll make something out of you. You feel me? Because you will be challenged. You will be corrected. You will be, you'll be called to your fullest potential in these things. So this is why these days are happening. And I know a lot of people are expecting, some people got blessings around the corner, but some people, these things are going to take a little bit more time in the fire to be more refined. The longer you're going to be in the fire, it just doesn't mean that the longer he has you in there, you're just supposed to come out, this swordful thing. You're going to come out sharp, of course. You're made him to be a sword, But sometimes it's because you need it more refining than others. So that's why you may be in the fire longer. Some people may be in the fire long because they're being refined to be like a super sword. You feel me? So, but those people usually tend to look at like, well, you know, you must not have that much favor from God because you're not blessed and blah, 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 blah. No, they are being refined in your face. And then what happens is once they come out shining like a golden sword, you feel me? They're going to be really ready for anything. And they're also going to look beautiful from up close, from afar. And you're going to know what it was really meant to be built into. So these times that are compressing us is building us into being that sword. It's going to cause that positron to kick in because that is what, well, CERN, I would say, see, when CERN tells you the God particle down, I don't think they're really explaining it to you what it is. I'm going to tell you what the God particle is. The God particle is the positron. I'm telling you right now that that's the God particle. They might have you thinking that the God particle is antimatter. No, they're using the antimatter to create, to get the God particle, right? Which is energy, light, the power. They're taking negative energy to get positive energy. But that positive energy is the same thing that is like God. It's just the representation. Like it's the same thing, right? It's what they used the same thing that he used. He told me this. He told him it was him. This is why what they say is the God particle. Yeah, they don't even know. Because that machine is going to do things that only this world don't know about. But they kind of telling you on your face, but I still think everything's a fairy tale. So it is what it is. Somehow somebody's allowing those people to do that. I told you who it was. Actually in them. Dog, no one has permission to do anything such above, man. Come on. And besides the fact they don't need CERN to open no portals. CERN is just trying to open up their own small worms. But these things is really falsified. You feel me? Because they have no idea what they're doing besides the destruction part of it. And that's why the God Sheev is out there. They are literally all under a spell. But at the end of the day, Christ, the Holy Spirit, uses these things as part of the matter. Get it? Matter? Anyway, man, everything matters. It's your boy Don Illuminati. Until next time, peace. One love.